this is the other debate that we have over here. I mean, our cases are a lot lower than what you guys have got. Like we freak out. I mean, Melbourne went a little bit haywire. They were getting like 400 at one stage or 500 a day. But generally speaking, we look at like 10 new cases a day kind of thing. We're very low. And I personally don't know anybody that's had, COVID or been affected by COVID apart from maybe losing their job and so forth. But do you know of anyone, or has anyone in the gym actually come down with COVID? Has there been a case at all?
Yeah, so there's actually been maybe three or four, and thankfully they are able to catch the symptoms ahead of it, and it wasn't like a big outbreak. Whereas I know some gyms they had it, and then unfortunately I think the entire gym somehow, some way, it just ran rampant. They all got infected. Whereas is the ones that we did have get it, they were very cautious in the fact of knowing that, hey, if I came into the gym feeling a little bit of sickness, I could potentially give this to the rest of the guys and girls in the room. So, they took that, it took care of us, so that they ended up kind of stopping there. So thankfully it was only about, honestly, like three or four people that I know of out of the whole team that we have, which is pretty big. So, by doing so, we were able to kind of nip it in the bud.
And were they reporting back to you like, is it as bad as they make it out to be? Because I know, what's his name, Frank the Tank, or no, is it the Crank? Sorry, Frank the Crank. He got it, and he did like a little journal on his Instagram, and he was riding the bike out on the balcony as he was quarantining, and it just, I mean, according to him, I guess it wasn't more than, I guess, a flu. But then you see all these news of people like on life support pretty much and things like that. Like the guys that that got it, did they report back to you? Like how bad, I guess, how bad was it?
Well, so of course, like for me being one of the main coaches there, I was checking in with those guys periodically, just because we didn't know what we were dealing with, of course, and then so none of them really seemed to have too many issues. One coach in particular, he coaches at another gym. He tested with the UFC on Tuesday, mandatory COVID test, and then he was negative, and then he had a test again Friday before they went into the lockdown again, and that came back positive. And he had zero symptoms whatsoever, none. And then even when he was positive, he's like, man, like I had a little bit of a stuffy nose and a headache. So for the most part, the masses of people that I've known that had it, the majority of them, I should say, they reported back with very little symptoms at all.
And I guess that's also because you guys live that healthy lifestyle, right? I mean, you're dealing with athletes, and they say a lot of the people that are dying are either older or people with medical conditions, right? So I guess that kind of proves a little bit that, you live that healthy lifestyle, you probably deal with things like this a lot better if you're not, let's say obese or have diabetes or have a pre-existing heart condition, right? So it's
100%.